So guys, we are finally sailing after a few very hard mounts. If you think of it, we start from Portugal, I think, baby, when was it?
February?
I'm not sure, it was February or March. No, we started on March, beginning of March.
Okay.
Yes, and we had to drive to the boat. The drive was nice, it took us about 4 to 5 hours and also a friend helped us. But arriving to the boat, we had a bit of mess. The boat was full of water. Unfortunately, our buildings were full of water. It didn't reach the furniture, it didn't reach the motor, it didn't reach anything that can actually get damaged. But it's bad to have all this water in the boat. The water ingress was from the mast because of the rain and also from broken plexiglass we had. Coming to the yard, we had to do a lot of projects, like really a lot of projects.
Basically, what we had planned will be the basic things to get in the water, because we thought that when we purchased the boat the previous year, we had done most of the things. So we just had leaks to repair.
Few leaks, right?
Small leaks, one thing here, another thing there. In the end, it became quite much bigger than the list we had made. So we were planning on anti-fouling, of course, and the copper coat and everything. Copper coat, of course, went faster than anything out of the list because we didn't find, first of all, a fair offer to apply.
If you think of it, the yard gave us like a 4,000 euros offer to just sandblast the boat, which was quite pricey for our taste, and especially for prices in Greece. And that's the reason I think we decided to skip it, right?
Yeah.
Basically what we had to do is like we had to remove the sail drive shaft of the propeller, get it filled in and repaired. We had to fix the circulating pump of the motor, which was leaking.
We also had planned to sand and polish the floor. The floor still just the way we bought the boat. There was no time to get to that step even.
So
this is how much we had to do.
One of the biggest projects that we had, and the reason we delayed, was the rudder. We had approximately 2 millimeters of play, and it was a lot for us. People told us that we can continue and we can live with it, and there is no problem because it's a bronze bearing.
Yeah.
But if you think of it, we have to do the Atlantic crossing, we have to go to Guinea-Bissau. If the funding is enough, we're gonna go to Patagonia. And we decided to fix the rudder here, you know, it makes sense for us to save the bearing.
Imagine getting to West Africa. Actually, that's the least. Imagine getting to Caribbean or after Patagonia or into Patagonia with a bigger problem on the rudder because people told us, oh, you know, that's like you can fix it just next year or something. Nah.
We called this guy and he supposedly measured to make us a bearing. He took our bronze bearing to repair it. And what he did actually, the only thing that he did right, it was to increase a bit the original hole of the rudder bearing.
And the diameter, yeah.
The diameter, yes. But when he brought it back, he had put some threads on it to put like a bronze sleeve and screw the sleeve on. So the bearing was messed up. We tried to fit the rudder on, and that was the first time that we put the rudder down and up. And as you understand, the guy didn't measure correctly, and the bearing didn't fit together with our rudder. The bearing had a lip, and that lip will hit the hull.
Yeah.
And
so we had to take again down the rudder.
Yes, that was, and after we had to get the rudder down again.
And again.
So the guy...
And again.
and again.
And again.
So the guy offered to grind off the bronze, yes.
Again. Again, infinitive again. So we didn't count after a while.
Yeah, I think we got a rudder down like 5 or 4 times until we get things
if
right.
We had to ask the marina to actually do that for us, I think we'll have left a fortune there.
Actually, they wanted to lift the boat for us to the rudder, but we were lucky enough, we don't have to remove the rudder completely to change our bearings, which that was a benefit. And I think it's a very good build of that boat.
I don't think they could lift us also, because we will need like a 3 meters high lift. Like,
yeah,
with
probably,
what they'll lift us.
Probably we will pay for the lift. And they will do like the other boat, you know, dig a hole and then charge you for the crane, 500 euros.
Yeah, they actually did that. Like, oh yeah, the guy paid for to be lifted, to take down the rudder. And he went somewhere. When he came back, he had a hole in under his rudder. So they did actually, they couldn't lift. Of course, they don't have material for it. It's not possible with the crane they have.
No, they had the travel lift. Just they didn't want to bring the travel lift there, so they were like it's easier to dig.
That guy had already how many meters of keel?
No, this guy was
that's
like a
huge.
54 footer. This
Exactly.
guy like 2.5
So I'm
meters.
telling you, they don't have the material actually to lift
The
it,
machinery.
right? The machinery to lift it that high for him to take down the rudder without needing to dig in. So they realized that what they did, he left, they dig in like a 2 meters hole deep. And after they took down the rudder into that hole, of course, and they did whatever the job, and the guy arrived, and so that was a dig. Well, it's cheaper to dig. He could have dig that much also, right?
Yeah,
But
true.
no.
I mean, he could dig it in a day or even less for a rudder.
Exactly, but he paid a lift price for the digging that took a couple of hours.
In any case, we were lucky enough we didn't have to lift.
Yeah.
Finally, we managed to do all the repairs and we were so happy to be in the water, right?
Yeah.
We tried the motor, then we discovered that the pump is still leaking.
Sweet Lord.
So we had to remove the pump again. But okay, we got that fixed. And then finally, 1 month in the water after, we start sailing and we start going north.
Salt. I can cook with it. Tasty. Hey, Seal.
So it's time to go down to check if the repair we did on our rudder it's actually holding or not. But the water is super cold, so I am wearing the upper part of my old scuba diving suit and it's actually super tight. I really got fatter during COVID.
COVID is gone and you're still fat.
That was 2 years of fatness. Okay, going in the water.
A few moments later.
Go already, Jesus Christ!